Hello YouTubers. I'd like to talk to you today about the DWE 7491 RS DeWalt 10-inch contractor saw. I like it for its ease of mobility, and you got all the power of a 10-inch saw, but you can wheel it around on this little stand and put it out of the way when you're done with it. And it rolls really nice and easy. Anyway, a lot of little features to it. Let me show you. So first thing you do is let out your legs until you hear them click in place. Then you just pull it up to you. And the legs are splayed so that it offers a real stable work space when you're working on it. Really handy. This fence is a real nice fence design, I think, in that you flip these little tabs and unlock it down here, and in this setting it's on now, you can come out to 32 and a little over 32 and a half on the width of whatever you're cutting, ripping. Or if you put it on the other setting, which all you have to do that is just raise the fence and hook it back into the other setting, and now you can rip out to 24, a little over 24 and a half. So a real handy feature. Plus you can rip clear up to the blade on that setting. Another handy thing with this saw is when you are doing wide rips, it's got this little auxiliary fence that comes over, and you can actually support your workpiece. If you have something real wide and it hangs over the end of the table, this little fence will support it as it comes through. Or if you are ripping up close to the blade with small stock, you have a fence right here that you can use to do that as well. Another handy thing about this fence system, the way it's made, the push stick is right here always with the saw. It's got its own little holder right here on the side of the fence that locks in place. So it's secure, but yet there when you need it. Real handy feature. Something else I like about this saw is the ease of raising and lowering the blade. Real smooth controls. And if you want to make a bevel cut, you just knock that little lever off and you can tilt the whole arbor, put it on whatever setting you want, or pull it back to 90, lock it back down, you're ready to go. Very smooth, very easy to use. The throat plate on this, it's locked down, but it has its little latch that you can turn. Take the throat plate out real easy for either blade change, or if you want to put a zero clearance throat plate in it, or a throat plate for a dado stack. This saw also accepts a 13/16 dado, which a lot of contractor job site saws don't accept a dado from what I understand, but the DeWalt does. So then you just lock it back into place, once again secure. It has a riving knife on the back, which is, for those of you that don't know, if you're ripping a piece of wood on here and the wood goes through the blade, it has a tendency sometimes to want to pinch back on itself and close up after it comes through the blade. If you don't have this riving knife on here, it could pinch back on itself and put a bind on the blade, causing a kickback, or just get it in a bind. So you have a riving knife on here. Real easy to remove that. All you have to do is pull this little lever on the side of the saw. It lifts right out, and you can put your blade guard on that has a built-in riving knife. Or if you don't use your blade guard, you can just put that right back on. It's locked back in. Really a handy feature. This saw also has a cord that wraps around its own little holder, so it's not getting up under your wheels, but always there when you need it. It's got an onboard wrench holder. You have two wrenches right here that fit your nut on your arbor for changing your blade or what have you. It takes two wrenches. They're both right here in their own little holder. You have a holder on the back of the saw for your miter gauge where it slips in. It's always there when you need it. Not going to come out when you're rolling the saw. It's got I think it's a 2-inch dust port on the back of the, maybe 2.5-inch dust port on the back of the saw, so you can hook a shop vac up to it to collect your sawdust. It has, I didn't tell you about that, it has the anti-kickback pole stowed up underneath it, over here on this side, as well as a blade guard. The switch a really nice feature. You have to start the saw, you actually have to put your finger up in there and hit the power switch to turn it on. So no easy startups. You know, it's easy to do, but yet it's out of the way, so you're not going to hit it by mistake and turn the saw on and maybe hurt yourself. That's a good feature. And then if you have your hands full holding something and you need to cut the saw off quickly, or you have a problem but your hands can't use them, you can just bump it with your knee and it'll turn it right off with this big paddle switch. Very handy. It also has a lockout on it. If you have little kids around, or you don't want anybody using your saw and you're not there, you can actually put a padlock through this and then they can't turn the saw on. So very handy feature there as well. It's just a really good saw. It seems to have plenty of power. Very happy with it. I would recommend it to anybody who's interested in getting them a saw. Maybe it don't have a lot of room, or just looking to downsize a little bit. You're getting a full 10-inch saw, but just without all the bulk. So again, highly recommend this saw. Thank you.